Cool. I'm working here on continuing work on Garmr here. He's coming along. I got a little bit that I'm going to clean up on. Like I want to kind of soften the shadows on this side. But otherwise I like the skin where it is for the most part. But I think the shadows are just a little too stark on the side that I kind of want people to look at it from. Yeah. It's just a little too much. Like on this side where it's supposed to. Yeah, yeah. So I'm just gonna kind of lighten up those shadows a bit. But I'm gonna worry about that last. All right. Hey, Nosferatu. Appreciate that.
Have been interesting, Raptor.
Nope. Not on my end.
Okay.
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah. Nope, I don't really hear it. I can kind of hear it, but it's not like, problematic. Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah. May work. All right. Well, I'm going to kind of continue where I left off last time, trying to figure out these ropes and everything. Then we're going to go from there. Well, no, he's got chains on his wrists, but he's got like ropes all over the moon and stuff. You working on anything this evening? Nosferatu. I want that to be a little darker. Let's see, how can I darken that up with what I have on the palette here? Anything that will darken it up that's still wet on the palette? Not really. How dare you? Armrest up here. All right. And is this a commission piece? Okay. All right. There we go. That's more what I want. Airbrushing some 40k armigers. Okay. Lord of the Rings Online. Never played it. It does. Paint Liquor, thank you so much for that. Did it not? Did it not play the alert? Maybe it was just drowned out by all the other sounds. Swear, I'm back to like nearly every stream going, okay, what's broken? Seems yeah. I'm way off camera, aren't I? There we go. Did it not play anything? Paint Liquor. It did think it did for Nosferatu. But you settling in over there otherwise though? Yeah. It's unfortunate. Okay. Hmm. You heard the lady talking, that's it. Interesting. I wonder why that was different. Both did Prime. The Twitch gods are unhappy, I guess. Okay.
This is a song from the 80s.
Thank you, Nosferatu. I do need to spend some time and do some stream maintenance, but I've been otherwise distracted with other things. I don't remember having them having a smell. Huh. No, I'm pretty sure. I think they have a different medium. Like I think it's they use a slightly different mixture for their mediums. Oh yeah, because she's wears a shoe. Nailed it. What's this? Oh. Hmm. I mean, it's just IPA, isn't it? Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I just got 2 bottles in 99 to use for uh, pigment stuff because it evaporates out. You can use it to kind of like get the mulling process going. You can wet the pigment really easily to get it nice and wet and easy to mull while you add in your linseed oil. So it kind of helps just make it a little easier to work with, and then it evaporates out um, as you mull. It evaporates pretty quick because you're pancaking the stuff down super flat. Yep, doesn't affect anything. Yep. Oh no. Mm. Good enough. Yeah. You think it's just dish soap? I mean, it might be. You can get like just Dawn. I most of the paint, like when I'm cleaning my brushes after painting, I just use the stuff I use in the kitchen, and it pulls out most of it. Okay. Mm-hmm. And thanks, Nosferatu. I'm really trying to take my time with this piece. Um, Trying to pay a little bit more attention to light and shadow and whatnot. Um, yeah, creamy. Yeah. It should be. Yeah. I'm using this is just some chromium green oxide and my Perline Black. That's the base of the skin tone. For these greens, I realize that I probably should do a like I need to work with a limited palette a little bit more um to make things. No, you're right, but I'm saying for me, I want to I want to give that a shot more. I think it has gives you the opportunity to be a little bit more thematic. Um, yeah, yeah, and not even necessarily like hey, I'm only going to use these like four colors, so much as like setting a gamut mask, like actually making a decision ahead of time on like, hey, these are the colors I'm going to use. These are the like hues that I'm going to use. Either hues that I'm going to specifically not use. Whereas like this model has pretty much everything but like violet in it. Yeah. Yeah, I used it a whole lot when I like kind of first started painting more than just very casually. But I mean, I don't think I've used it to put like even before I messed with oils. Like I pretty much only ever used it to do prime. Um, though I did lay down stuff with the big Android 18 piece. I mean, it's just it'd be like silly almost not to because it was just so huge. You may as well get some colors down. Nice. And that's part of the reason why I don't like using it because they are very fickle. Anytime I tried to use anything that wasn't like Vallejo air, my airbrush would start choking out. And I've been using this stupid like brush that Kathy Wapple gave me at Adepticon since Adepticon. Like I've been painting everything with this like this one and the next size up for so much of the work. Um um Strangely enough, it's been holding the point well enough that I don't, except for very fine detail, I don't feel like changing out the brush. Like, okay, well, I guess I'm just using this for everything. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, like you said, a paint like her if it's not broke. But I think like somebody had given Kathy a bunch of these at Adepticon, and then she handed them out for people to try. And I think I'm the only person that used them for more than like 5 seconds. And I'm just like, sweet, free brush. Yeah. Make sure to get some nice darks on the underside of this here. Ugh. Okay, I think got to do some Control Z here. Oh God. Yeah, that sounded really gross. Jeez. All right, let's see. Is that all the green I want to put down? I think so. Hmm. Okay, let's see. So I don't want to make that too bold of a color. Let's see what I got here. I got some cadmium yellow deep, and I can just mix into some of this. One more time. Attempt. Make that more yellow. Let's see. I want to tint that white a little bit. Let me grab, yeah. See, is this any good still? Hey, Happy Heretic. See if I'm like every week I'm tossing out like 2 or 3 of these pre-mixed tubes that I made. They're hitting that age. Yeah. Yeah, it's just eventually they oxidize and that's it. Are my things going through my like my well that's one thing, but I have like some timers set up because right now I'm doing a we hit 500 followers last Saturday, and I'm doing a giveaway, but I don't think I've seen my thing come through for it. Yeah. The multi-stream one came through. Let me double check that. Giveaway is on. Let's do this. Give. Nope. Okay. Isn't that supposed to do that? Edit. Enabling this as a command, same name and response. Why did that not work then? Did my bot just die or something? Let me take a look. It's connected. It's connected. Connected. What the hell? Hmm. Let's see. Well, either way, exclamation point raffle with a number. You can enter in for the raffle to raffle for a 2-hour oil coaching, one-on-one that I'll do at some point in the future on Discord. The raffle is going to go through till wait. Let's try this again. There we go. It closed, I guess. Okay, so that's something to know. It closes when you close the chatbot. So try again, Happy Heretic. You can do a maximum of 10. But it costs 50 channel points, exclamation points for how many you have, and then you can do up to 10. Okay. That's why the command wasn't working. Sweet. Oh, your thing went away because I clicked the wrong window. There we go. Okay, that's good. But yeah, Happy Heretic, you'll have to do that again. Up to 10. Does she have? She has, I'm assuming white, huh? I don't remember. Yeah, yeah. It's going to be tricky. I haven't watched it yet. I forgot about it. So all I'm doing here is I mixed in just a little bit of zinc white into the green just to tint up the parts that are facing upwards. This is not supposed to, I don't want this to stand out really against the model. This is legitimate research. I mean, I'd say just Google, you know. Definitely being fairly reserved with these greens here. Just a little bit of yellow in the edge there. And a little bit of this yellow. Yeah, I mean, like if I had to guess, they're white. Yeah, you're gonna get an angry letter from your commission guy. Jeez. Oh, can you sound any more like an angry nerd? Yeah. Yeah, no, that wasn't a challenge. Oh. Yeah, a little some. Happy Heretic. Max is 10. Max is 10. It costs 50 per entry. If you're not sure how many points you have, exclamation points will tell you how many points you have. How many? There. Okay, cool. You've entered. Congratulations. And yeah, you don't have to be present to win. Just have to enter, and I'll do the drawing next this coming Saturday towards the end of the stream. Man, all you need is just like a nice little like shot of whiskey, and you're good to go, man. Oops. Is it So you're just gonna do the whole legs outside the boots as leggings? Okay. Yeah. All right. I'm happy enough with that because, like I said, I don't want them to make these. No. Yeah. All right. What do I want to mess with next? I think I want to work on this sword. What I'm going to do is grab just the tiniest amount of this yellow. I don't know why that looks so weird. It's like a weird texture to this part of the wooden bit on. Yeah, I don't think I like that. Judged. His girlfriend nerd. I don't like that. Leave that like. No, 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 no. Nah, I do. Yeah. I'm just going to blacken the top of that. Since it looks weird, I'd rather it not have focus on it. All right, let's figure out what to do. I think I will keep. We'll keep that like that. Really, what's slowing me down on this piece is just like like trying to figure out how, like, what colors to use more than like composition anymore. It's like, okay, how do I want to balance everything? Mm-hmm. Let's see. Should I keep this blue? This sword? This dagger? Super convenient place to put one too, by the way. I'm 100% positive he could not reach this. With traps like that, he can't reach the small of his back. I mean, I could keep it blue. Let's see. Do I even have blue left on my palette here? No, it's all dry. Okay. Where are get some ultramarine? Is it maybe the paint's not grabbing onto it? I've had that happen before. Yeah, I've had that happen before, and I've had to like just wipe off the paint with as best as I could with a paper towel or whatever, and just put some more primer down. Out of love. All right, yeah, we're just gonna paint this with some French Ultramarine. Which the French Ultramarine I have is a super old tube that just super oily, unfortunately. Uh-oh. Eeny meenies! Eeny. How's it going? Predalegans, welcome in.
Yes.
Yeah, co-streaming here with Orca Studios. He's working on a garage kit. But yeah. Your French Ultramarine is also really oily. It might be part of the consistency of the paint. But yeah, I'm working here on this Garmr from Journeyman Miniatures. I picked it up at Adepticon. Super excited that somebody has the rights, the actual rights to revitalize the old confrontation stuff. Picked up a couple of their pieces. I'm working on that today. Coming along. I think this is my third or fourth stream painting him. Yeah, maybe for the best. Yeah. You wish I picked up a ton of confrontation before it went bust. Yeah, I used to play it many a moons ago, and I had to sell off the stuff to make ends meet years and years ago. Yeah, I don't know why we all insist on making ends meet, but mm-hmm. I do have only one other confrontation model that a friend of mine gave me a couple years back. It's this guy here. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. One of the other Wolfen models. But they're these chunky pewter models. Um, Generally hate metal models, but the Wolfen minis that they made were really cool. I like the orc stuff too. Their orcs were pretty neat. I just I guess, but man, I just hated transporting them. Yeah, yeah. No, I mean, they definitely have their own charm to them. All that old hand casted stuff. I still kind of prefer. But anyway, what were you working on? What were you painting today? I didn't have a chance to pop in. Anybody's working on anything they'd like to share, feel free to post. Instagram and Discord is whitelisted. You can share. Um, yeah, I'm going to leave the hilt. she may be snacking. All right. Moist elves. Oh, okay. Underworld's warband. Okay. Currently stuff and face. Deepkin. Gotcha. Yeah, I mean, you have to be very specific with me with anything GW related because I know like Ultramarine, like that's if it existed after third edition, I probably don't know about it. So dramatic. Okay, what do I want to do with this blue? What do I want to do with this blue? Oh, I did put some white on the palette, so I can always just tint it. But yeah, welcome in everybody. That's useful. No. All of this here is some working with oils. I've been doing that for about 2.5 years now. Really enjoy the medium. I've been trying to convince more people to try it out. Is a Sisters of Battle a VR game? Okay. And yes, Green Fairy. I'm still working on the wolf. My hobby time this week has been making really cool paint. And I just finished assembling I got this in from Inu Kingdoms, which is the fantasy line for Nico Galaxy. Okay. All right. Yay. But I'm going to try to do a very moody setting for this piece. Nico Galaxy makes some pretty cool stuff, and they just released this line of fantasy pieces. Yeah. Not sure why it's green resin. I know they're like the two pieces I've gotten from them from their regular sci-fi line has been pink, but it's really nicely cast, very easy cleanup. The parts fit is really nice. Really like what they do. Go check them out. I'm just going to try to give this a little bit of texture here. And yeah, I know you're just giving me hassle. No, I'm really happy how the chroma shift paint came out. It is a shame that that stuff is like ludicrous expensive. But what I might do is I might ask a friend of mine to let me have stuff shipped to his house and see if I can get another like a full set of their chroma shift paints. Yeah, I saw that. Diving in deep quick. Um I don't want to make this super crazy, so I'm just putting a little bit of texture. Kind of hard to see. My lighting seems off again. Did my camera decide to drop the ISO again? That's better. It's closer. Yeah, somebody's coming in hot with their desire to mess around with oil paints, which is pretty fun. Yeah, I did find a place that does sell those paints, those pigments, for like cosmetics, but it's twice as expensive by the gram. If you're buying it by the gram instead of by the kilogram. Yeah, but that's like saying if you teach people how to sculpt, there won't be a market for minis. Kind of texturing this a bit. I'm not changing the hue really at all. Just changing the tint of this ultramarine. I don't really want to I don't want it to be a focal point of the model. I'm trying to one of the things I'm working on is composition, and this model I want the focal point, right? There's a couple places that are the focal point. There could be more than one, right? um I do I do want, people are going to notice the big old crescent moon. There's nothing avoiding that. I want them to look at the moon and maybe the skulls. I don't want them to pay attention to like the rope and this dagger on the back. Looking at him, I want people to focus on the face. This is kind of a bit of a focal point here, and the axe head, which I still need to work on. I don't really care too much about, the stuff that's going to go down here is going to be pretty bland because I don't want people to be looking underneath the model here. You can't really see it from a normal view straight onto the camera. It's still mostly covered, so I'm not going to be too colorful with that. Close enough. I don't remember the last thing I saw Eni painting. What was it? Oh, it was the Phoenix. Did you finish the Phoenix, Eni? You're still around? I don't think I saw any posts about it, but the big B, that was like 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago. It was before COVID, dude. I'm almost positive. I think that was before COVID. If it's the bee that she made the hive base for, yeah, I'm almost positive that was like 2.5 years, 3 years ago. Okay, so we're going to let's see here. Is this Payne's Gray still good? Yeah. All right, we're going to grab some Payne's Gray. I don't want this to be super saturated metal. We're going to put this there. I think I wanted to touch an indigo. Where's my indigo? There it is. But yeah, Orky, I was talking about that paint. I got my hands on this like chroma shift paint, and it's I got two samples. The one that I managed to make a paint out of last night goes from like a reddish violet all the way to like a blue green, and just depending on what angle you look at it from. But it's different. It's different than it's not mica though, so it looks different than that. Like because then I have a couple of, like the mica, duochrome uh colors. I don't know. It's hard to explain. Have you ever seen those like crazy hypercolor like car paint jobs? Like that's what it kind of reminds me of. Um,
That's what's happening. It's not that the airbrush
yeah, it probably needs a little bit of service. Mm, old and chunky.
destroying everything it touches.
Yeah. For those of you who did pop in, we are doing a giveaway for hitting 500 followers. I'm giving away 2 hours of my time to go do like an oils class with whoever wins through like Discord. Um,
I didn't
exclamation point raffle, and a number will get you entered. You can enter once for free, I think, and then you can enter up to 10 depending on how many channel points you have.
the problem right
Yeah.
here. The airbrush.
Yeah, it's
This
jingling.
key chuck isn't
Huh.
going back.
Bill Robertson, thank you very much for that. So that alert worked. I guess it just didn't like. Yeah, you got to keep the peace to a point. Sweet. Oh God, it's the worst. Oh, like it is. It is physically revolting to hear that. Oh my God. Sure.
That's still something that triggers people.
No, that word is not. That is a somewhat accurate way to describe that sound, but not. It's squelching,
It's
squelching
like
sound. Yeah, no. The word moist does not. Yeah,
Squidgy's good.
yeah. That is actually a pretty accurate. That is a pretty accurate visceral reaction that I would have. Pretty much the same. Hearing that sound and feeling a frog squish beneath my foot, about the same. Ugh, gross. And he's walking out in the yard at night. If that's what your bowels sound like, then oof.
It's directly beside me the whole fucking time.
Found him. All right. Gonna get this in here. So Taco Bell used to be a guilty pleasure of mine until they changed their menu over like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and now I'll never go back. All the stuff that I
Okay,
used
so
to
I'm
like.
curious because I went
I I don't. I think it already changed by 2019. I
it was
think.
because curious what they took off
Yeah.
because in Canada we have a completely different menu than
Okay.
first off.
They did the fries thing for a little bit, but yeah, I don't know. Um, I used to eat. What did I used to get there? So they haven't had the thing I used to get all the time hasn't been on the menu in like 10 years, but it was the like old school um grill style burrito that didn't mandatorily come with guacamole, so they can charge you an extra dollar. The old grill stuff burrito I really loved, but then they were like, well, if we add avocado to it, we can charge double the price for it. And I can't stand avocado, so that's out. Um, the chilito and enchilito, yeah, those were good. But the things that they removed recently that I did like what was it? The 5 layer burrito, I don't think you can get anymore. The double decker taco, I don't think you can get anymore. And um, what was the other thing? Okay, it very well could be. I just know that like I tried like twice over the last 3 years in the area, and both times I was like, "Why did I even come here?" I was just like, just give me like 5 tacos. Just give me 5 tacos," because apparently there's everything. Because I'd ask, "Oh, can I get a thing?" And they tell me no. And I went through like 6 things before I was just like, "Just give me 5 tacos." Yeah, the crunch wrap was decent. I don't know. I don't remember if that one's still there or not. But yeah, like the last time I went to Taco Bell, they had like 10 things on the menu, like just 10. Then I'm not going to worry about that quite. You know what? Yes, I am, because I'm pretty sure I have enough time to work on that. The breakfast crunch wrap is good. I don't know if they. I don't ever make it a Taco Bell for breakfast, but I did like that. It's it was surprisingly good. It was surprisingly good. Yeah, don't accidentally blue her. Oh, my doggy's having little boof sounds. My sweet girl is making little barky sounds.
They all go.
There's not a single Arby's in Seattle limits. Huh. Is that by legal code? There you go. Thank you for entering, Bill Robertson. I'm just adding a layer of indigo to this rim on the moon because I'm going to turn that into like an iron. That can't possibly be right, Green Fairy. You've only watched me for 5 hours? That does not seem right. I mean, hold on. I know that can't be right. Because I can do this. Let's see. Where is my users?
7 minutes.
Where is? There we go. Currency. Okay. Well,
Feeling a little
huh? Okay. Me. Yeah, you're so cool.
Now you've got us on 4 different streams on 2 different computers. Okay.
That's
I
commitment.
mean, I'm not gonna
Yeah, triplet from 1 to 3. I know it looks like I'm like doing nothing, but I'm laying down a layer of paint so I can blend into it. Ooh, sweet. Well, I'm gonna have to go away to eat those. I refuse to eat anything on stream, even if it is delicious hot baked cookies. Now I'm gonna finish a painting thought and then I'll take a quick break. Munch some cookies. I mean, as home baked as Toll House packaged and put in the oven. Nope, I'm not. Yeah, we got a stand mixer now. We can make all the dough we want. Yeah, I managed to get one for free, but I broke it in the process of trying to do maintenance on it. Because it was like, man, because it was really loud. It was obviously it needed like to be relubricated. And in the process of me trying to get the entire assemblage for those stand mixers requires you to punch out a pin that's holding the planetary, the part that spins that holds the planetary in place. If you can't get that pin out, you can't disassemble the thing at all. Like everything, you have to have that out. I flattened a punch trying to get the pin out. Like taking a rubber mallet and a punch, trying to punch that pin out. I flattened and bent the punch that I bought. And then after hours of beating at it, tried to turn it back on, it stopped working. So cool. But I found another one secondhand, new in box that someone was getting rid of because they were remodeling their kitchen and it didn't match the new kitchen. So they, I mean, their loss. Brand new in box. So I have a set of bowls. I kept the hardware from the old one, so I got a set of bowls for messing with paint, set of equipment for that, and then a new set from the fresh box for actual food. It's a long time. Yes, Thaco, and then Thaco's in the negative. Yeah, man, those were like the old golden gems, or the golden gems, old gems. Yeah, yeah, they were all pretty good. Yeah, it started at 10, I believe. I think. No, I don't think it was based on vitality. But yeah, I don't quite remember. Okay. Hmm. Well, I'm going away so I can eat this cookie. right, let's see here. Cookie was delicious. Mm-hmm. Also got myself some whiskey.
It's in whiskey.
Cookies and whiskey. I mean, it goes together if I want it to go together. Mhm. All right. So I laid down a little bit of indigo on these parts. I'm going to work up into like a steel. Yeah. It's sweet. Heard you saying something about tactics. Have you played the what was it, triangle strategy? Like the one that's kind of okay. I played the demo for it and I got through the first fight and haven't touched it since. That's not saying that it was bad, but I don't know. Just hadn't gotten back to it. Mm-hmm.
And you want I don't think
Yeah, I think that may be a good way to put it. Like I felt like it was maybe too. Yeah. Now,
definitely looked like
yeah, it may have been a little too.
the only reason.
Yeah, too on the nose. It's like, hey, remember a game that you could play instead? It's like, well, yeah, that's why I want to play this. Well, but yeah, I need to find somebody who's made progress in it and find out like if it's worth actually checking out.
Well, the other thing
Yeah, you're right.
I still got my
Yeah, I mean, if they ever actually release Disgaea 6 on the PS5, I'll get that, but I'm not playing it on the Switch. Mm,
and you know
yeah,
Dream is
that's
I
that's
love this guy.
that's damning. Well, I mean that's kind of the sentiment about it. It's like the frame rate and everything is just poop because it's on. They didn't do it right for like. You can't tell me they couldn't have done a good job with it on the Switch because like Xenoblade Chronicles 2 looks amazing. Like they can do a game. You can make a game look nice on the Switch. Yeah, yeah, not particularly. Yeah.
Funny because
Oh, okay. Now, speaking of though, I am interested to seeing the new Xenoblade Chronicles. I really did like the last couple of those. No, I would.
honestly
Well, it's not a new franchise. Okay, like 2001, I think. No, I mean the first game came out on the PlayStation. Very loosely, but yeah, it's the same company. There's like some meta story that if you're a crazy fanatic, you'll piece together. But yeah, like Xenogears and Xenoblade don't have anything directly related to each other outside of like some very Easter eggy stuff. But yeah. No, no, but yeah, the new one that's coming out is supposed to be a sequel of the last two. Um, how exactly it is not clear from what I've read, but it is supposed to be like I think it's supposed to be the same place that the last game was in. But I'm not 100% sure on that. Yeah. Or they can give us an actual like decent remake or sequel to like Eternal Darkness. Like there's been a couple. Which one's Suikoden? That's right. Right. The 108 stars or whatever. Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I actually like I watched a friend of mine play it a lot. I don't know if I actually ever played it, but I did see quite a bit of it. Yeah. But yeah, that is kind of surprising they have it. Who actually made that? Do you know? Off the top of your head? Yeah. Yeah, I honestly don't remember. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Oy. That's a bit much. Well, that's the thing I don't quite understand too. Like the fact that like a physical copy of Chrono Trigger on the DS is like $120, but like you can get it on Steam. Like, yeah, like why Steam Deck that does anyone own? I actually don't. I know I heard that it was coming out. I don't know. We need viewer nerd support on all of our conjecture here. Yeah, that's how paint works. Oh, good. Yeah, you need that. Well, that'll work. That'll work. Definitely. Yeah. Using inks for airbrushing, or I mean, even acrylic work is nice. I used a lot of acrylics inks before I switched to oils, just for wet blending. And I like, oh, I really want a bright yellow. Here we go, yellow ink. Oh, a little dropper. Yeah. You picked up you've caught any new shows lately or no? Which one? Yeah, not familiar with that one. It's fun. That's all that matters. Hmm. Okay. Yeah. 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 Gotcha. Hmm. Did you ever get around to watching Nichijou? Well, oh, okay. Yeah, you mentioned that one before. I started watching a little bit of it, but I haven't gotten very far. The show in general. Okay. Um. Yeah. Next time you need another kind of goofy, fun thing, you should check out Ichijo. Let's see if I look at it this way. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. You you would have a bad time. I'm just using a very pale gray here to kind of work all these little metallic surfaces that I want to have. Mm. Yeah, I just couldn't get into it. Yeah. Yeah.
It's so Arc Knights is the only gotcha game I'm really into. I mean, fair enough. I've been really enjoying Genshin Impact. Like, I have a hard time. I know it's like the way you get
Mm. Because I probably put 20 or 30 hours into it before I left it. It was just whenever I hit the like, oh, I have to go to these dungeons on these days so I can progress my characters in order to complete this thing.
Yeah.
Where I was like, no, I don't want to. I mean, it was a fun little casual game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not gonna be bothered with time constraints on how I want to play a game. Hmm.
I want to play FF14.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, if I ever have the itch to play something like that, free. Yeah. Yeah. I'm not gonna. Yeah, it's quite a few. Oh poop. Oh no, not the thing. Nope. And even though I'm painting in these kind of like really soft grays towards the bottom. Let's see here. Kind of need to. Paint in some of the flesh tone on the underside of this here as a reflection. Very dull one.
I'm kind of glad I kept it
Right. Mm. Yeah. No, I get you. Yeah. I mean, I do plan on using the airbrush for when I work on that um whatever Hime model that I have. Um, which I'd like to get to soon. Okay. Yeah. Sweet.
I got it. G.
Yeah, I still need to make some time to repaint those old action figures that I got back from my parents' house. Might be fun. Do a repaint of the Todd McFarlane one. Big Ass Marine. Defiant Bidet. Hello. I think I've seen it. Yeah, because I remember when someone linked it, I was like, oh damn, he's still alive and making stuff. Like I hadn't heard about that guy since like early 2000s. I think he's still on like the board of directors or whatever for Image Comics. Yes, the big ass Marines. You got to move that hyphen. Is it just like a peach for their seal? No. A random hair stuck in the paint. Well, that'll be the non-existent Space Marine chapter that I paint. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think like I won like a special edition like Space Marine Captain model or whatever for a giveaway, and it has been in a box. Just it's there. I had no desire to ever paint it, but yeah,
No, I love your face.
Let's see. I'm gonna call him love. I haven't caught his stream in a while, I don't think.
Mm-hmm. It's been one of those things.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah, it's a bummer.
hard line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you want to give it a little bit of hard line since it's all anime. Yeah. Yeah, flat color. Yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, do you want a dyed PVC kit? Because that's what you're asking for. Yeah. Yeah. No, I've never heard you ever even slightly. Yeah, it is. So, Bill Robertson, I posted like I did a Tifa, a 1/6 scale Tifa, and I had the audacity to post it in the like resin kit subreddit. And every comment was pretty much, her eyes are wrong. Well, I literally copied the tone from the decal that they gave in the kit and like put it on her face. Like it was the same color it was supposed to be. It's like a red brown for her eyes. Like the eyes, the anime characters have really big eyes. You're supposed to paint them like that. She's not an anime character, and she's not a chibi. Like, yeah, yeah. It was just like, you guys don't like. That was the entirety of the comments. Was just like complaining about her eyes. Like, okay, cool. I don't have the energy to do that. Like, I just like, it's like someone responded to your post. Yeah, yeah. But like, yeah. But no, it's, I don't like, I opened it up, opened it up, read it, and I was like, oh, well, fuck me, I guess, and closed it. I don't even remember. I don't even, the karma or whatever. I don't recall. I mean, like, yeah, yeah. It's all baloney, Bologna. Yeah, it's up votes, but it doesn't that in that karma. I don't know. I don't know how. I post like effectively never on Reddit. Though I did recently find that there is a maker subreddit that has like no one in it. But I posted a question and got a I'm not sure answer. So that's better than, a shut up, you're dumb. Yeah, I know, right? Like, damn, man. Yeah. So I mean, I could appreciate oh, that's a good question. I'm not really sure. Like, okay. That's at least something. Well, yeah. That's where the all the good stuff is on the floor. I'm pushing a little bit of yeah. So one of the things that reading through Color and Light by James Gurney, one of the things that I had to like really think about and look at examples, even though like I trust that this guy is right, but it was one of those, there's one of those bits of information that you read and you're like, that can't be right, right? And it was, yeah. So like one of the things that he mentions is that um in open in a clear sky, right? In a clear sky, things that are facing the sun reflect blue light. It blue. Yeah. Because when I think, oh, warm sunlight, that's yellow. It's like, no, that's wrong. But it like I sat there and I was like, huh, I guess that's right. It just doesn't like intuitively it seems wrong. But so I'm gonna push just a tiny bit of blue into these skulls. If anybody's working on anything they'd like to share, feel free to. Always, you can post your Instagrams, your Discord, what have you. Curious to see what people are working on. If you got questions about what I'm doing here with all these oils and whatnot, if you look around, you never really see any yellow. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, I'll have to send you that video. I made a short video, like 30 seconds of that paint. Oops. Well, just baking paper, like so. Which one? Hmm. Oh, it's got like a well. Hmm.
moisture membrane, then you
I mean, that it's smart. Yeah. Interesting. Okay. But yeah, I'm using a little bit of the French Ultramarine here to just do a little bit of blue in the surfaces of these like skulls that are facing directly up. Because that'll definitely show blue. Um, Yeah, like Bill Robertson said, just a touch of it will add a little bit of interest to it. And honestly, I think it'll confuse people, even though it's technically correct. Like I think people might look at it and be like, "Why is that blue?" Let's see what. Okay, so I've made. Let's keep working on this. I gotta fix this. The strap on the dagger here, and then we'll move on to something else. Mm-hmm. Let's see. I think that was Terra Rosa. Terra Rosa is a great leather color. Terra Rosa is dry. Be nice once I stop using, once I run all these dropper bottles and just have paint last on my palette for weeks. Yeah, you're probably right, Bill Robertson. When people, because there's, it depends on how closely they're looking at it, for sure. But I may end up submitting this guy in Nova. I'm not sure yet. I already have so many busts that I want to enter, and I can enter up to 3. And as long as I can get the big Thanatos done, that's going in. I really want to submit my Skeksis bust, and then I have the smaller Thanatos bust that I want to enter in. So, but I'm kind of pushing myself on this piece. Splishy splash. Trying to find that Aqua. Trying to find like there's that happy medium between spending, you know, a million hours on a model and, you know, being happy with it. And I'm trying to adjust that more. I'm trying to be better at being patient and putting a little bit more time into some of these pieces. Would you say that you made a huge mistake? Oh, well, that's no fun. So it was super effective then. There you go. There's my requisite fun for the evening. Yep. Oh yeah, I meant to. That I'm going to actually have to use a smaller brush on. We're using those good old 20-cent specials. Yep. I don't know if anybody's taken us up on the crushed brush technique. Yeah, I actually have that bucket of brushes still in my like cart um on Amazon for when I need new ones. Yeah.
They're not the greatest, but they're far.
So those of you who don't know, right? So you can buy these Royal and Langnickel. I use these quite a lot. These Royal and Langnickel craft brushes, and you can get packs of the rounds for really cheap. It comes out to like 20 or 25 cents a brush. And if you want filberts, you can just take a pair of pliers and just crimp the ends of it. And do I still have that one? Where is it? I'm pretty sure I do. It's just a matter of finding it in my bucket of brushes. But you can make a filbert out of them if you just crush the end of it. Is this it? No, I'm not sure where it is. I got a bunch of like brushes in a bucket. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick, Bill.
Oh yeah, it's hey Bill.
You got the? Yeah, I can. I'll pull mine. I'll get the link real quick.
1 to 6 of those sizes most accurate for me.
They're more of a suggestion than a. Yes. Where is bucket of paintbrushes? Well, that was Canadian. Yeah, it's 26 according to. So it's that right there. Yeah, it exactly. Those have clear handles, but they're the same brushes. They're the exact same brushes. No, but like versus the yeah, they're the same. They're golden Taklon brushes. At $21 for 114, that's 20 cents a brush. Like, and yeah, like I mean, I use mine until I use them well past this point, so they'll last forever. Like 140. Once they're garbage, they're dry brushes, glue brushes, terrain brushes, underpainting brushes, hair brushes, toothbrushes. Yeah. You can get smaller packs from like Hobby Lobby or whatever, but spend 20 bucks, you'll get 100 plus of them. Yeah, it's I think you get like 30 for 20, I think, at like Michael's and Hobby Lobby. Yeah. And it's Golden Tackline. They're all the same quality. But I use them quite a bit. And like we said, all you got to do is take a pair of good pliers and just crimp the ends down, and you can have a filbert. Oh, here it is. Yeah. So, is this the? Yeah. So here's a size 10, and then here's another size 10. Ignore the fact that I squeezed it too hard and cracked the aluminum, but like that is a legit filbert. Like, mm-hmm. Because yeah, finding multi packs with filberts in it is difficult, and they generally don't have a whole lot. And that was just from me complaining to Orky here about it, and he was like, "Wait a minute." Some, mm, sometimes it just takes a what if. I mean, that's kind of how all this paint making I'm doing is going. It's like, what if I did try to make mica powders and oils work? What if I did get this crazy chroma shift stuff and see if it works? It's a shame though, because that chroma shift. Let me send you a link here real quick so you can take a look at it. Ooh, I like me some mead. Yeah. Yeah, mead is really easy to make. I used to make it quite a bit. Yep. Yep. Add whatever mulling spices you want. Some fruit if you want. I'm gonna throw this in your chat here. Yeah. No, I think I have maybe like, yeah. I have like maybe 2 or 3 bottles of, oh, what is it? What is it called? Capsuscamel, I think. It's a jalapeno mead. I love it. It's so good. It's so good. Um it you have to make a sweet mead. But it's got the kind of the kick of the jalapeno. If you're someone who's turned off by vegetable-y flavors, it might be weird because jalapenos have a flavor beyond just hot, right? So if you don't like the flavor of jalapenos, you know, you may not like it, but a jalapeno mead, I love that stuff. It's got us. It's yeah. Okay. Uh, yeah. That's his place. Welcome to the dozens. In fact, we've hit so many dozens, we're now at 500. So that's like 6 dozen, right? Is that how math works? Um, yeah. But yeah, if I think I posted that in your thing. If you check, you can check that out later. But that's the, and I'll post it on my channel too if people are curious. Let's see. A little quick video of the paint that I made um yesterday, and I really want to get my hands on more of those types of pigments. The problem is it's $3,750 a kilogram. Yeah, because it is some of the most expensive pigment that you can possibly buy outside of like true mummy pigment. like like it's insane. Um Maybe. I did check, it is cheaper than cocaine. So so in case you were wondering, it is about a fourth of the price of cocaine, I think. Yeah. Yeah, cocaine is expensive. But I got my hands on some of it because I went to a pigment manufacturer and they sent me a bunch of samples. Um let's see. Bill, it is surprisingly difficult to get any art supply company to tell you a freaking thing. It's a pain in the ass. I've been trying and it is pulling freaking teeth getting any information because they're all protecting their brand. But the pigment company that I went to, it's a Chinese based one. They were like, "Hey, you can just get samples from them and they send me like 50 or 60 samples and all I have to do is pay for shipping." And you know, I wasn't really quite sure what I was looking at, right? I just kind of went through their list of stuff and I was like, oh, I want to try some of these. They had some metallic paints, they had some like mica duochrome type of pigments, and they had these chameleon chroma shit pigments. And I just saw I picked a couple. I got like some DC Lakes, so like food dye colors, which actually make really nice paints, but the problem is they're not light fast, so they'll fade. But they are like nice. Like I made a red out of like lipstick red, like that Ferrari red. I made a paint out of that, and it looks really cool, but it'll fade in like 6 months. No, it's just a property of paint. Like, I mean, it's good if I'm like if the model's indoors, it'll last a while, but like it just like especially like food dyes, they're very fugitive. They're very easily destroyed by sunlight, UV radiation. But yeah, they send me. There are some UV resistant varnishes. Okay, yeah, I mean I haven't really looked into it, but the reason they don't make paint out of some of these things is because they're just not light fast. So things that are like food colors, you can make cosmetics out of them, but you know you're not going to make oils that are meant to last 200 years, you know, out of them. But they sent me those paints, and I thought they like the little packs. It was like a 5 gram pack, so very little pigment. And I looked at it, I was like, man, this actually looks really cool in person. And I asked them, I went back and emailed the point of contact, and I asked them for a price list. And yeah, it was $37.50, so $3,750 per kilogram of that stuff. Well, it's meant for, actually, that stuff is actually meant for cosmetics. So I did the math with the help of Green Fairy a little bit. So general markup, retail markup on stuff is 5 times manufacturing cost generally. So to make a 15 milliliter tube of paint like this, to make a 15 milliliter tube, so as much paint as in a normal acrylic dropper bottle, more or less, you would have to charge $300 about to break even. To like, that would be the retail price. It'd be about $300. Mm-hmm. If you want to make a profit, if you're so raw numbers, it costs, if I bought 5 grams of that, it would be about $40 in just raw pigment, not including the tube, not including the manual labor, not including the linseed oil, not including the additives that I have to make to stabilize the paint. Just the pigment, about $40. So 5 times markup, that's $200, and that's just pigment, which is.
Oh, man. The math on that. So 1 second. You said a kilogram
Yeah.
was 3.
Yeah, so it's $3.75 per gram, and you need about 20 grams to make 15 milliliters, and that's an estimate. I don't have enough to make that much paint. Yeah. Yeah. Mhm. Uh, so the Green Stuff World pigment bill is supposed to be good. I tried to make the fluorescent stuff from Culture Hustle, and it's garbage. The pigment's too thick, too big, and it looks really gritty. No amount of grinding, no amount of additives has fixed it. So I'm going to try one more time. I got to get a mortar and pestle that I can sacrifice to the paint gods and try to grind the pigment down. But as far as like, I've heard the Green Stuff World stuff is better, but I don't like, because I know Apelius has made some of it, but like when he makes that stuff, he just dumps a tiny bit in a well palette, puts some linseed oil, mixes it on the brush, and goes. But if you want something that's going to be usable, like if you want to make a batch of paint that will stay stable in a tube, you have to do a bit more work. Um, yeah, you may be right there. But yeah, the 5 grams that I made, that I used for the paint, I made, this isn't the tube, but like made about this much paint. This is a 15 milliliter tube. So like it's not much. Like it's maybe like 6 to 8 milliliters worth of paint out of the 5 grams. Um, so if my guess would be I would need 20 grams per 15 milliliters of paint. and I could probably stretch that. Like you can use, so like Bill's asking, you can add calcite chalk. You can add calcium carbonate to paint to extend it, and that's actually why miniature acrylic paints are chalky, is because it's literally chalk. Seems obvious, but it's literally calcium. It's calcite that's in those paints. They're used as extenders in cheaper paints. So when you're buying like studio grade versus artist grade oil paints, there's calcite in there to extend the paints. And they also use bentonite, which actually I used to use a lot when I was making beer. Bentonite helps. It's a polarizer. It helps disperse. How to make this English? It's either polar or non-polar versus the particles of oil. I can't remember which one is which, but it helps because it's the opposite charge. It statically separates pigments to better suspend everything in suspension. So most oil paints, even acrylic paints, have bentonite in them to help stabilize the paint. That way the oil doesn't slowly separate out. Because especially heavy pigments like titanium, it's heavy. It will settle over time, which is why if you open like a tube of oil paint, there's often oil at the top. It's because the paints do slowly separate. Bentonite helps with that. So I don't know how much I can stretch that pigment. I wasn't going to test how much I can stretch that pigment, only having 5 grams of it. So you might be able to cut the cost in half, but you would still have to sell that 15 mil to $200 at half cost. Yeah, cadmiums are very heavy, so they're prone to separating. It's a delicate balance between adding the additives to stabilize it and having the vibrancy of cadmiums. And no one wants a dull cadmium, so they're not going to add a whole lot of those fillers they're not really fillers. They can be fillers, but just stabilizers. But yeah, if you go to Michael's or Hobby Lobby and get their like store brand oils, that stuff's like 60% chalk and bentonite. Yeah. Yeah, I mean it's chalk. Painful to get. Thanks for the raid. As I'm ranting about oils. Yep. On my how dare I talk about the thing that I'm passionate about. Yeah. And Bill Robertson, I do plan on so I have updated my spreadsheet. It's now a Google Doc that has a spreadsheet linked to it. And I'm trying to add more info about oil paint in general to it as I go along. As I'm experimenting, again, Green Fairy Studios and a couple other people, we're all kind of experimenting, making oils. More to find like those fluorescent pigments, mica powder pigments, metallics, things like that. We're trying to do because that's not really a thing that quote real artists are interested in because they're not light fast for 200 years. So we're working on that. Painter Glit, your friend Blades81 is starting out on oils. That's awesome. Have you sent them my handy dandy spreadsheet? Exclamation point oils will point you to a wonderful Google Doc that I've been putting together, just talking about it, that can help you figure out oils. Of course, you got questions you can ask here. What were you working on today? We're working on this Garmr from Journeyman Miniatures. Yeah, Orca Studios is joining me. We've been doing co-streams off and on over the last couple of months. Mostly off, but he's working on a Violet Evergarden garage kit. Do you see that Caitlin is claiming that their floral orange colors in their current have medium light fastness? I mean, I didn't see that because I'm not going to look, but medium light fastness is, I think, normal for fluorescence. I think. And this is the thing too, like not to knock any paint manufacturer or hobby maker or anything like that. They're all getting the same pigments from the same people. Now how they process it is one thing. And maybe so I don't know enough. So they maybe that there's been some new like upgrades in fluorescent pigments that make them more light fast that now is available for companies to make. I don't know. Oh yeah, yeah. Go ahead and throw. If you got, let me know when you have the link, and I'll give you permission. I'm not sure if it'll spank you or not, depending on how long you've been in the chat. Yeah, well, you've been in the chat long enough. It's not going to spank you. Sorry, it's used to you. Does paint a brain collector, and there's nothing wrong with acrylics. I mean, yeah. I mean, I will make fun of you, but only because I got to defend my turf. My nerd turf, guys. Gatekeeping. I'm going to tell you you're dumb for doing the thing you know how to do and enjoy. You're not allowed to enjoy the things you enjoy. I've lost complete track of what I wanted to work on next. Oh yeah, that's not a bad idea though. Yeah, that's smart. You gotta kind of get your house in order and all that. I need some. Yeah, those of you coming in from Painted Legit stream, if you got any things you like to share, man, words just are escaping me right now. Instagram and Discord is link friendly. You're welcome to share things you're working on for the community. We talk about what you got. You have the link now, so let me give you a permit here. There you go. I don't have a Discord Painted Legit. I piggyback on like only really I piggyback on the Miniature Painting Guild Discord, I think it's called. Which you know what? I don't think they care whether or not I share this. So let me just throw that in chat. Hold on. How do I find the link to this? I don't even know. How do I find the link to a actual? Yeah, there we go. Invite people. Copy. There we go. I'll throw that out. I'll throw this out here. If anybody, there's a lot of oil painters on that Discord. If you're curious about paint making, you can go there. Oh, and now I've blacked out Porky Stream. Man, it is really finicky. If you're not your window must be right below Streamlabs, otherwise it will not show your video feed. Yeah. I mean, I guess just like save overhead, I guess if you're not looking at the window, it's not actually playing the video. I'm not sure how that works in a browser. But yeah, I don't have the bandwidth nor following to justify my own Discord. So get up in there. I got my own little section, but then again, like I said, we got a bunch of other painters in there. Let's see. Let me see what's going on here. Bill Robertson. I'm curious to say what pigments they actually call it because I am Let's see here. Which ones are fluorescent? Oh, there we go. Neon. Oh, well, you can't just say your chemical name is fluorescent. Uh, yeah. Well, I mean that is royal purple, right? The famously incredibly rare color. It's literally a snail. Um, Snailed it. Yeah, and the fact that they're labeling these fluorescent, that's the same thing when I look at the MSDS for the culture hustle stuff. It's just like chemical name, fluorescent. It's like that no, that's not how are you allowed to get away with that? Like tell me what it is. Yeah. Yeah, like is it I mean part of it I know is because of the way that the naming conventions and standards for pigments are, because fluorescent powders aren't considered a pigment. Um, I don't know why exactly, but like if you go to like pigment databases, they won't list them as like PG, 25 or something like that. It'll just be fluorescent pink. So they're allowed to just put, you know, fluorescent. Lady Bee Miniatures, how you doing? Lady. Is that the problem? Welcome, Lady B. How are you doing today? Got Orca Studios in the corner there, painting Violet Evergarden garage kit while I slap some paint around on this Wolfen from Journeyman Miniatures. We're mixing up kind of a bit of a light brown here. Orca Studios. Let's see. The link will come around. Surprised that's there we go. Let me throw this in there. Bam. Do I do the overpaint remove? So I don't remove with white spirits. I do the like ground layer and then remove with sponge, but I don't do white spirits to do that. That'll pull way too much of the paint off. Um, though using white spirits to pull off thing is more of an oil glaze over acrylics kind of thing. I mean, you could do it over dry oils as well. Um, but yeah, I just use some sponge. How's Mr. Orcris today? Asked Lady B. Got some more paints coming in. Awesome. Yay, painting. Um, but yeah, what I normally do apparently get is I do similar to what Peleus does is I'll do a ground layer, and I'm trying to. He calls it pre-glaze. I'm calling it a ground only for the fact that like that's what canvas painters call it. It's the same thing. Um, I'll lay my like base tone, ground, pre-glazed, whatever down, kind of like just like what Peleus does, and then I'll wipe it off. But I don't paint as fast as he does, so a lot of times I'm painting over dry oils. Um, most of this is dry. And let's see. And yeah, like the little reminder says, we do got a giveaway going on for hitting 500 wonderful followers. Winner will get a little bit of private coaching for oils from me. We'll do the drawing on a Saturday, probably at 8 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to do it before I close out the stream. So, like halfway through the stream. And exclamation points will tell you how many points you have, Lady B. And you can enter up to 10 times. Oh. Gotta taste the. I'm out of the happy. I'm gonna have to get a top up. I did have some whiskey, but I'll get some more in here in just a second. I definitely need to spend some time and add more fun stuff to the stream for all that stuff for channel points. Okay. Let's see. Yeah. Again, if anybody wants to share what they're working on, please do. Are birds still chirping outside? What is happening? Nature is not allowed out at almost, pushing towards 9 o'clock here. Up, we got it flagged. Lady V got flagged. Oh, hi, Stu Sayer. Welcome in. All right. Okay. Did that. There's dozens. War Boss Tuska, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Did back your first ever Kickstarter. Which starter did you kick? I know what I need to do. Well, the getting's good. I need to put some glaze medium down on my palette and glaze in some colors along that moon for that little metal bracket I just painted. So where is that? Oh, I didn't bring it upstairs, did I? That's okay. I have other methods. I am honestly surprised that it flagged asshole. That's pretty low key when it comes to things that need to be smacked down. Like that's pretty low on the bar. Yeah, I mean, I paid a lot of Kingdom Death. There's a lot of those in Kingdom Death for sure. Sometimes, yeah. No. Yeah. The artist acrylic expansion. Inks, fluoros, give me a kick. All right. Well, you just did again. Oh no, I am quite aware, Lady B. I'm quite aware. Quite aware. We did just finish this, let's say just last week we finished up this Titan Bee pinup from Kingdom Death that we painted with the super creepy baby face grubs. We painted her up. It's kind of blown out. The yellow is kind of throwing off the white balance there. Painted her. We also got a couple of sexy dudes we got here. Painted up that guy. Got a bunch of the pinups that I painted over the last several months. Still working my way through the pinups of the death sets. I can't wait for more monsters. Yeah, like I would love to I'm not going to because I don't have the time, but I would love to repaint the monsters because I painted all those as the first things that I painted in like 2017 when I started painting. I painted the Kingdom Death monsters. So most of them are pretty derpy. No, but they're big and fairly straightforward. The core box monsters were fairly straightforward pieces, not to assemble, but all right. What was it doing? That's right. Got that. Do I have any? I need some cadmium red and cadmium orange, or actually just I have cadmium yellow on the palette. I'll just add that in. Yeah, that you got to go home, Bill. I definitely don't look forward to ever having to do the indefinite working hours again. Thankfully, I don't have to do that for a good while. It wasn't that long ago where it was just like, oh yeah, wake up at 4 a.m. and you might be back home by 8 or 9 p.m. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, from all the walk-in and whatnot. All right, so I'm making a little bit of a cadmium red glaze here, so I can add a little bit of red reflection to this moon. Yep, yep. Sweet, delicious cadmium. It is my favorite flavor. Tastes like burning. And it's going to be pretty subtle. May not even show up on the camera. Glazing it down quite a bit. But it's just going to have that je ne sais quoi added to it. I'm going to take a quick break here in just a second so I can recharge my glass. The cadmium Easter bunny. Yep. Yep. An abomination. Okay. Yep. Verb. So, one thing important to remember, right? If you have metals that are giving off pretty high highlights, if you got metals at all, you should try to add a little bit of the surrounding color into it. I mean, it's a heavy metal, so let's see. Heavy metals are normally neurological damaging in adults and developmental disabilities in children. Um, yeah, most heavy metals are neurological. Uh, problems. If not outright, kill you. Because like a lot of heavy metals are if I'm not mistaken, a lot of heavy metals are more of a like bioaccumulation problem. But like if you drink mercury, it's just gonna straight up poison you. But like things like lead and titanium and cadmium are gonna slowly accumulate. See, I see my hubby working infinite hours all the time. He works in the UK. I thought they had better labor laws in the UK. How do you work infinite hours in the UK? Nope. All right. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that cad yellow I got hanging out over here. I'm going to just mix some of that over here with this red. Make a nice orange. You can buy a cadmium orange, and it is its own pigment. I think it's PO36, I think. Curious now. Where's my cadmium orange? Oh, I don't have the actual tube. But you can just mix cad red and cad yellow. You're gonna sow like orange is one of those colors that you almost never use. I am. My hubby's with me in Australia. He works for UK Commission Meats. Oh, that's poopy, Lady B. Ultra Mega Helmet. Hi. Hi. Welcome in. Mm-hmm. I think there's a ongoing Image comic called Ultra Mega, and it's kind of a Ultraman inspired, but kind of body horror. Yeah, I've read a couple issues of it. It's interesting. Yeah, I mean you generally shouldn't put you should generally, no matter what, just use a vent and a mask when airbrushing. Orky. But yeah. But yeah, if you're gonna use yeah, if you're gonna use a heavy metal based paint, you absolutely should be. Absolutely. It's way worse than lead. Okay. Okay. Well, cadmium is worse than lead. Good to know. I will keep cadmium's name out of my mouth. Is that how the meme format works these days? Yeah, I did try to brave trying to airbrush with oils, and it technically works, but if you think about it, it's kind of pointless to do. It also makes a huge mess in your like trying to clean it out of your airbrush because um when you try to use airbrush cleaner, which is usually like IPA and other surfactants on oils, what it does is makes oils beat up, and it'll go up your airbrush nozzle or tube or whatever, the body. I had to do like a deep tear down and clean on my airbrush when I tried it just for fun. Yeah. But I mean, I got Ralph over here that I test stuff on now and then, just his old FDM print. But like this is a Lizard and Crimson that I just airbrush onto them, and like it goes down like an airbrush paint, but you can just do this with a brush, and then you don't have to like clean out a dirty airbrush, and also it doesn't dry quick. So yeah, it made a bit of a mess. It was for science. I've been doing quite a bit of science for things on here on them this their painting community because I'm curious, and if I can't find info on it, I'm going to either bug 100 people or do it myself. It's frustrating. It's not fun. Yeah, I mean, like I was mentioning earlier, like trying to get good info on how to make paint is a pain in the ass. It's just absolutely obnoxious. Yeah, yeah. What's up, girl? You gonna go upstairs? Hmm? Alrighty, let's get back here. Let's see. Um. So, Bill Robertson, there is one book that uh, I'm getting my hands on. Let me dig up the name of it. That is supposed to kind of be one of the major um, books on the subject, but there's not a lot of like free resources. Let me find the name of it. Excuse me, got the hiccups. Yep, it's all that whiskey. No more whiskey for me tonight, though. It's a weekday. A weekday means I got to go to work in the fucking morning. Let me. Uh, where is this name of this book? Scrolling up through chat to find this freaking thing. Okay, the book is called. I'll paste the name of it. The Artist Handbook of Materials and Techniques is the name of the book. It was that book has been recommended by a couple of people now. Oh shit! It's Steel a Rebel. Speaking of people who never show up to say hi. And we're gonna throw this. Oh, hi, Steel Rebel. Orca Studios is here. Um, made it at last. Stila, I have missed your stream by like 10 minutes so many times recently. Why did you? What's going on? Oh, it's doing that pop under thing again. I hate those stupid things. For those of you, I haven't really been doing this because I'm a horrible host, but if you guys are not following Steel Rebel, the I don't know. I'm trying to figure out the most Italian oil painter in Japan that's on Twitch. then, then you should go check out Steel Rebel, who to this day still refuses to finish her half of our co-stream. To this day, she refuses to finish that model. I'm just gonna show mine off just to stick it to the Steel Rebel for her. Steel Rebel could also have a fancy, thick bee lady. the unfortunately olive oil does go rancid, so it does technically work, but it doesn't ever cure. And Bill Robertson, thank you so much for that. Well, I read up on it out of curiosity, and it's kind of like yeah, don't do it. It's one of the few actual facts I found on making paint. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Sila is also very slowly making oil paint. She gets access to cool Japan specific traditional pigments and stuff like that. Yeah. What was I working on? No, we haven't gotten that far in. She's got to make enough of them to know what's worth trying out before I go in there. All right, what do I want to work on? I think I need to start working on his belt. Yeah, Stila paints a lot of Onis. Oh, here's a you haven't seen this yet, Stila. Here's a very Japanese. I got two very Japanese models I'll be painting in the near future, hopefully. Move stuff out of the way in my pile of models off to the side. How is getting pigment all American? is that an American like thing that I'm not aware of about my own nationality? Let me turn the ISO down a bump. Yeah. So I got this piece from Axis Mundi Games, the Death Goddess Izanami, that is going to be so cool to paint. Big old pile of bodies. The quantity thing, 100 grams is not a lot. This is a gorgeous sculpt. This is the highest gorgeous sculpt to shit cast ratio I've ever seen. like the model itself, the sculpture is beautiful. The cast was shit. The parts fit was shit. I had to do so much work on it. Hmm? Yeah, yeah. It reminded me of Yeah, thankfully this wasn't very brittle, but I really look forward to painting this piece. And then another very Japan. This is a robot rocket model. This is the Wind Rider, and I am 100% painting this like Goku and Shenlong. Like this is absolutely going to be like blue and orange for the guy, and I'm going to paint the dragon like Shenlong. Yeah. Yeah, the clothes are begging for free hand. I'll have to figure something out for that. Was that the D print they decided to cast? Which one, Valfera? Yeah, this I had to jump on this model, and I'm gonna mount it to a plaque. That way, it'll like, it'll be like this, like it'll be meant to be facing out like such. Those are two that I'm going to be doing in the near future. I have that one, 6, 7 models in the on deck area of my painting area. I don't know which one I'm going to get to first, but I got 7 models on deck.
Some time to do.
Yeah. I so the goddess, I don't know if it was an STL. You might have been able to get it as an STL. I did get it from the Kickstarter, and it was a resin cast. Um, and yeah, like I said, the sculpture is really well done, but the parts fit and the casting is to be desired. Okay, let's kind of, what do I want to do? What do I want to do? Dude, I'm in a wrist brace. What's your excuse? Oh, there you go. Blam. Yeah. That's a hell of a floodlight, man. Yeah, with the lights like that, you have to have those diffusers. Yeah. You're gonna blow the camera out. Yeah. Jeez. I need to get better lighting. I just don't. I don't know how exactly I'm going to mount it around me. Like I have, like to the right of my face here, I have a little roto light photo like spotlight that's lighting things from the side here. that kind of helps because I'm generally painting like this and the lights to the right, so it kind of helps do a key light fill, or not a key light. Is it a key light? Yeah, there's a key light fill on the right side here, since that's more what you're going to see on the model. But like I know that like for my face and everything, like this whole other side of the room is just barely lit at all. And I tried to do that whole polar filter thing, and it's two full stops, so it's almost impossible to use with the lighting I have. It makes my image way. I either have to I have to like set the ISO to like 4,000 if I want to keep a 60 frame rate. Yeah. Ultra mega helmet. You probably, if you're new, do exclamation points. And if you don't have points for at least one entry, I'll give those to you. I'm happy to give everyone who follows at least one entry. It's 50 channel points per entry. Yeah, Steel Rebel, if you're still around, you can take a 2-hour class with me. So I'll hook you up, Ultra Mega. 1 second. Let's see here. Where are my Ultra Mega? Oh, that's not the right thing. We'll hook you up here. I'm gonna give you 50 extra points, so you can enter in for one submission there. Still, it's a shame that I'm not working out of Japan anymore. Otherwise, I'd take you up on that. There was a small chance that I'd be heading to Japan again in September for a while, but doesn't look like it. Yeah. But I went to I worked out of Okinawa for a while, off and on for about 4 years. The chances are actually when I ran in, like I started watching Twitch out of Okinawa because I was just like, didn't know, like I couldn't understand anything on cable. So hopped onto Twitch and was watching people paint. Spirit Legions, hello. I miss my yakiniku. I miss my super cheap karaoke with the all you can drink karaoke. And I miss going to, what's it called? Manga Soku, I think it was called. The place was called in Oki. Like a crazy huge like consignment store. So you can go there and you can just like get, kind of like Goodwill type prices on like clothes and like secondhand clothes and appliances and stuff like that. Or you can buy a Famicom or garage kits or play arcade. It was pretty cool. Yeah, they had like a huge used game section. Or you could buy like all of the so I made money. There was, are you, I don't think we might have had this conversation, Orky, but there was or still is a arcade game called Concole. So Concole, there's another anime that's similar to it, Azure Lane. So it's a ship. So it's a waifu game, um, with boats. Yeah, and yeah, so it's boats, and you would play the game, and each of your characters. So it was a gotcha type system, and each of your characters you had to pay to print out a random, effectively like a hard plastic card that was essentially like an RFID tag. Yeah. So I would go to the arcade and I'd play a bunch of music games, and then I would go and play Concole for a bit. It was an okay game. It wasn't like super, amazing or nothing, but it was fun enough to kill some time at when, wanted to spend some time away from work and whatnot. And of course, like any gotcha, right? You had like super rare cards, and it was just like cards that were better overall, but also were sparkly. Or there were cards that the ship waifus were damaged, so of course their clothes were ripped up. You got to see boobies and panties. And then if you were super lucky, you would get a sparkly card where they were, damaged. And those cards sold for like hundreds of dollars. So when I knew that I was heading back to the States for a while, I would just go to, I would either hang out in the arcade, and a friend of mine helped me write up like a little sign that said like I'm looking to sell Conclave cards, because I never had a chance to really learn Japanese as much as I tried. Um and I would just kind of hang out like while I was playing games, I'd either sell the card directly to people at the arcade, or I'd go to those the manga soku and I would just trade them in there. So I pretty much like paid for my arcade habit by just selling back Concole cards. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's like when I was leaving, I was like, I don't care about like this game. It's a game, and like if I when I leave Japan, it's not like I can play this game ever. Like, and like I'm not going to sit there and stare at these cards. Yeah. hmm It's like, I could just look at a JPEG, right? If I really wanted to, I could just look at a JPEG. Um, but yeah, there's quite a few arcade games that are kind of like that, like that have these RFID cards for stuff like sports games, where you could your there was like a soccer game that was really popular that was like that had gotcha for different soccer players, and you had little cards for them. Makes a lot of money. Actually, there was one music game that had similar kind of gotcha mechanic. Um but you would get certain cards if you unlocked and got like certain progress in the game, and they had a Konosuba line of cards, and I got a few of those, and of course they had like the sparkly damaged darkness, and I happened to pull that and immediately sold it because someone lost their minds right behind me, and I was like $200. They're like they just like pulled their wallet out. Like, okay, here. Yeah, the card. Yeah, Virtual Fighters had the cards. Yeah. Tiny bolts of lightning. Yep. But no, I was all too happy to be like I don't care. Like I'm gonna play this game maybe 2 more times. I don't have. Yes, give me money. Yeah, I'm gonna turn this $200 worth of yen into a really nice, expensive bottle of Japanese whiskey. All right, we're doing that. Yeah, I know Sega sold off a bunch of their arcades. I don't know if the one in Okinawa went under. That was after I left, which is kind of surprising because every time I went into one, they seemed like they should be making money. There were always people in there, but I have no idea what kind of overhead they have. You know, I mean, the amount of bo and noise would say otherwise. And even saying that kind of dismissively, like there were plenty of just like people, just regular, I guess, non-sweaty nerds there playing like I don't know what to call them, those like machines that are just like they have all the like the tokens, and you drop a token in, and there's like things moving back and forth. And no, not pachinko, because that's the balls, right? So no, it's like metal games. Is that what they're called? Yeah. Like you would drop coins, you would drop your tokens in, and then there'd be all these different things that might push more tokens down. It was essentially gambling. You've seen these things at like any other arcade game in the US that they use tokens. They'll usually give you tickets if you push a bunch of tokens down into the receptacle. But they had like a crazy huge Mario Kart. Was it Mario Kart or just Mario World? One that like 8 people can sit at or something like that. It was crazy. Yeah, I didn't play those much because I just didn't really find them interesting. But like it fits that like slot machine desire or pachinko desire, because they did have those too at the Sega. They had the virtual pachinko, which is so like funny because we think here, like uh, when we think of slot machines or anything like that, we don't think of like licensed products. But like, yeah, they're like virtual fighter slot machines, more or less. Like, okay, Resident Evil. And we probably do in the US. Just like I haven't been inside a casino in like 20 years. So yeah, dude, I would spend money at Evangelion Pachinko. Yeah, trader. We were highly encouraged not to go to those places because of supposed ties to um, you know, Yakuza. But the ones in the arcades like Sega were just for like tickets or prizes. Like they would just give you the prize. I mean, right, right. I say that very lightly, but we were highly encouraged to keep our noses clean, being a shit. I'm going to say that it's not white guo. It's not guo lai. That's two different Chinese. What's the white devil in Japanese? I'm forgetting. Guilo? No, that's Cantonese. Um, shit. I heard it all the time too. I'm just blanking on it right now. Not Baigui. Thinking of all the not Okinawa Japanese ones. Gaijin, thank you. Effectively, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there's a handful of different terms. Like, yeah, like if you're like anywhere they speak Cantonese, it's Guaylo. If you're in like place where they speak Mandarin, it's Baigui. Um, or they just call you fucking American. Like they don't speak American or speak at least enough English to say that. uh, I I know where I am. What you two? You speaking some other type of gree over here? All right, I'm putting some alizarin crimson down where I want to paint this cadmium red. I don't want to make this too bright a red because it's kind of where I don't want attention to be. So I'm going to kind of just hit probably just these two in the higher, brighter reds. Then everything else, I'm going to add a little bit of the alizarin crimson to it. No, I'm not watching Ace Ventura. Apparently that's where those. Yeah, I'm good. I watched it once when, yeah, I watched it once way back when it came out, and that was enough. They were the golden age of comic. Like it's hard to see. A lot of those '90s comedies are really cringy now, though. Like like I don't think I would be able to watch. Like I think I would just. I don't know if I could get through watching Ace Ventura as like a person in 2020. Have a nice night, Trader Legions. Yeah, like Austin Powers, right? Like there are some like I won't like I will admit there are some plenty, somewhat entertaining parts in those movies, but a lot of it is just infantile, which at the time was perfectly fine. I'm not going to like they were perfectly funny at the time. Now, everybody's abandoning me. I got Steela. Steela's gonna keep me company. Yeah, that's great. You finally got a chance to do that. And you said that you may join me on Saturdays in the near future. Okay. Okay. No, I gotcha. I mean, if unless I'm doing like the rare special stream, you're welcome to join me, man. It's not like I'm doing not like I'm protecting any turf or nothing. So yeah. I'm just happy to chat somebody while I'm painting. That's why I started doing this. Like it really is just to like chat with people while painting. So have yourself a wonderful night. Yeah. Yeah. Take care. Close out of that. Close out of that. That. I don't know. It like I said, it's been a long time since I've watched like Jim Carrey's older work, and it's hard for me to say whether or not I'd still enjoy it. But I can't say nothing. I do things like try to make people watch The Room, which I think is fucking hilarious. And I completely understand that people generally don't want to watch The Room. Man, maybe that's I don't I know Thunderhead Studios does movie nights. I wonder if they've ever done that as a movie for movie nights. Yeah, I'm not gonna like judge those movies and say that they're like wrong or anything like that. Um like just that kind of comedy doesn't quite, and I never watched it a bunch when I was younger. Like I'm sure if I was a really big fan of Ace Ventura when I was younger, it'd be different. But like I'm more of a Mel Brooks, Leslie Nielsen type of old comedy. Yeah, like Blazing Saddles. Yeah. Like I will happily watch any Leslie Nielsen movie, even though there are some parts that are kind of like but yeah, I will. Leslie Nielsen is my freaking like hero. In fact,
Please disperse! Nothing to see here, please!
get out of here. I felt bad for oh, I can't ever remember her name, but the actress that played the nurse friend in you can't stand Leslie Nielsen? See, Steeler, we can't be friends then. But the lady who played the nurse friend in Parks and Rec, whatever her name is, she did a show called Angie Tribeca, I think, that was pretty much exactly like uh Naked Gun. It was based off of it was like very much Naked Gun. And I think it was a huge failure, but I loved it. It was freaking hilarious. And Bill Murray's great. I will happily say Bill Murray's great. Again, some of those movies may be a little problematic in modern context, but I like Bill Murray. And again, don't hate Ace Ventura. Don't hate Jim Carrey. But like those movies, not quite what I was up for. Not quite. Leslie Nielsen, absolutely. Absolutely the kind of thing that I was up for. Like, yeah. The Naked Gun trilogy, Dracula Dead and Loving It. I mean, just fantastic. There was what movie was it that I liked? I really liked Jim Carrey in recently. I'm blanking. Yeah, Airplane. Leslie Nielsen, right? The Zaz movies, the Zuckerberg, Abrams Zuckerberg movies. All of those are fantastic. See, I haven't watched the Sonic movies. I'm nothing against Sonic. I played the games when I was a kid. It's just it's not something I'm interested in like not saying I'm rushing out to see it, obviously. Like I don't watch a whole lot of stuff and it's just I'm never gonna get around to seeing it. It's so low on my priorities to watch. And I've heard it was okay. Like I've heard it was decent and entertaining, but it's just not. There are a million other things that people tell me to watch, and at no point will Sonic ever be high enough on that list to overtake things. You know, um, I've had the I got my I started playing it's free on PlayStation Plus, Chicken Police. And after playing that a little bit, I really want to go back and watch the Maltese Falcon. There's actually a it was yeah, yeah. Eddie Murphy's pretty good. Um Go back and watch, those old fantastic those old movie not say old. I guess they are old at this point. All those movies with Robin Williams in it, rest in peace. Like he had some amazing movies. Isn't there like a biopic or something coming out about him soon? I want to say I read something. I know there's one for Weird Al coming out. And what's his face is playing as Weird Al. So bad with fucking names. Shit. I'm doing really bad today at kind of talking through what I'm doing, and part of that is having Orky to talk to, so I blame him 100%. It's all his fault. So forgive me. Yeah. Who's playing Weird Al again? Shit. Shia LaBeouf. Weird Al. It's not Michael Cera. Um, is it Elijah Wood? Daniel Radcliffe. Thank you. I was like, it can't be Elijah Wood. Daniel Radcliffe. It's like all those people that look kind of vaguely the same. Yeah, yeah, it's Daniel Radcliffe. It's like all like the tiny kind of cute younger actors, and Elijah Wood is outside of that range now. Yeah, Daniel Radcliffe. Who who Daniel Radcliffe will ever be associated with me with BoJack Horseman in that one episode. Yeah, like Weird Al is you know an amazing performer. Like it's hard to if you've never seen his show, like a live show, they're really good. He puts a lot of effort into those shows, and yeah, they're always very fun. All right, I need to start figuring out what to do with these like tags and like some of this work here. I don't really know. Oh, Steela, did you see the cool new oil paint I made in our Discord, or mutual Discord, I should say? Yeah, the color shift one. Can't wait to. I'm going to use that on the Thanatos bust that I've been working on, which I should work on her Saturday. I haven't worked on her in a while. Bill, I don't have a Discord. I hang out in the Mini Painters Guild Discord. I need to talk to Grim Nation. No, I will finish it. I have to finish it by August. By August 1st, I want to have it finished. I will throw that Discord link though in. I need to talk to Grim Nation Hobbies and see if he doesn't mind me just using it as my Discord. I don't feel like having my own Discord. I don't I love everybody. Everybody's great. Everybody's fantastic. I don't have the bandwidth to deal with my own Discord. There is people. There we go. But yeah, I plan on using that color shift paint for oh yeah, music for gemstones. Yeah. I agree. I'm not going to fault people for having their own, but like in the far flung future, if I have like dozens and dozens of subs, sure, I'll start my own Discord. But I don't. Um, my stream has made, you know, I've made virtually no money off of this stream. That is not the point of this stream. The point of this stream is just to talk to you guys about hobbying, paint, have somebody to talk to while I paint. That's it. Yeah. I It's really difficult for me to keep up with the discords that I'm in. And there's like two that I actively look in. And the one that I just linked is the one that I look at the most. So, and I got my own little channel in there to post stuff. I'll talk about painting. I'll talk about oil paints, talk about making paint. People who post in the feedback and works in progress stuff, I will comment often in there. Outside of that particular Discord, I don't. I'm in like 30 freaking miniature painter Discords. Like, there's not enough time in the day for me to look at all of them. Doesn't matter how much I love all those painters. There's plenty of these painters. Steel Rebel. I'm in Steel Rebel's Discord. I love Steel Rebel. I love her work. I love when I can to catch her stuff. I don't really have time often to go in and see what's going on in there as much as I would love to support her more often. There's only so much time in the day. I would absolutely love to be able to be the most supportive person to every single person. It's hard. It really is. Yeah, and there's a couple that I will always like, because you can organize them by folder, right? There's a couple that I will always, unless I'm kicked out, I'm going to keep open just because, I respect those people enough that I want to at least occasionally pop in and see what's going on. There's others that I joined out of curiosity and never looked at ever again. And then after a while, I'll just delete them. Steela, thanks again so much for popping in. It's always wonderful when I get to catch you. Hopefully, I'll be able to catch your stream sometime in the near future, okay? Well, let me turn off the co-stream. Let's see. Timers. Multi-stream. yeah, it's like I post, I guess, fairly regularly in Thunderhead Studios because I tend to catch his stream pretty regularly, and I'll post in the Storm Report and kind of look at some of the stuff in there, and then I'll post occasionally in like Epic Ducks because I catch him fairly often too in the morning if I have time to kind of like not pay attention to work. Um, Beyond that, it's hard. I'm kind of just jumping around with things right now. What do okay, because this is a good place to look at it. He has these like tags around his waist. Oh, you know what? Let me look at the freaking reference. Um, of course you can't see his. Let me see if I have a larger picture. All right, can't see him what those are in the reference photo. So yeah, again, we're working on Garmr from Journeyman Miniatures. They got the rights to the artwork, or at least some of the artwork, from Rockham Miniatures, who made all those wonderful metal confrontation minis back in the early aughts. I'm working on this dude. Super happy to be able to finally paint one of these guys again. Um, back when I was playing confrontation, I did not paint. It was very poor paint job. Ultra Mega helmet. Thank you for popping in, and we'll be doing that drawing Saturday at about 8 Eastern. Hopefully, catch you then. Till then, have a nice one. What are these tags going to be? Well, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and grab. This can be red too. So we're gonna paint at least this part here red. Thankfully, my wrist isn't hurting me too much right now. It was really bothering me earlier today. Waiting to hear back from the doctor. I got to do some tests. I might have some peripheral neuropathy or nerve damage. Pretty cool for my dominant hand. Super cool. I don't want to make that too bright down there like the other stuff. Again, the belts, I'm painting it to where it doesn't look like poop, but I am not super worried about making it fancy. But it will be clean, unlike what I just did with it. And always keep a nice little like small round spot, well, small spotter brush that I can just go in, put a little bit of thinner on, and use it as an eraser. A little stray bit of red that I got in there. Just erase it with the spotter brush. All right, back in here. And we're going to kind of kill using this red, cadmium red a bit. Going to make sure it's nice and thin. And then this pose right here is my golden angle. This is kind of the view that I want people to look at the model from right here. That being said, you notice like that thing down there is pretty much not even visible. So, and even looking at the model straight on, if it was on, if you're looking at it straight on a desk from like that, more or less, or like this, still kind of deep down in there. So I don't want it to be too brilliant of a red. Just kind of just enough to distinguish the darks from the recesses from the rest of it. I don't want to make it too bold of a red. Cadmium red is definitely a strong color, high chroma. I think it's the highest chroma red you can get in a paint. Red. So we're just going to kind of leave the top pretty much just in shadow there. All those tags are. What is that supposed to be? What should that be? Maybe we should just hold off on that because it is pushing the 4-hour mark. Which means that I should probably be turning in because I do have a job to get to tomorrow. Moderately early time. I think we're just going to call it there. And then I can think about what to do with these tags off camera. So let's go take a quick look and see who is doing their own painty thing.